Hello, everyone. Today I'm talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. In 1985, I believe this was his fourth movie, he made a movie called Commando. That was incredible. Corny, fun, entertaining. Hour and a half went, that just flew right by. A great, entertaining film that to me is an underrated film. It only has 68% Rotten Tomatoes. That kind of surprises me considering this is a very entertaining film. And it also has one of the stars from Who's the Boss, the young girl. This was her first major movie. Alyssa Milling, I can't quite pronounce her name. I'll put it at the back of me. But this was her first movie she did with Arnold, and that's kind of cool. She was very young. I didn't recognize her, and she grew up to be in the movie Charmed as one of the charms. I'm not going to say which one I originally was, and I decided not to. So she's in this movie as her first movie, Who's the Boss TV series, Commando. Now, at the beginning of Commando, it's very entertaining. It gets right into it. A man runs out to take out the trash and he gets shot. And then there's an explosion, explosions, cars, smashing, and all that right at the first 5 minutes of the film. Then all of a sudden, you see Arnold and his daughter, because she plays Arnold's daughter. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a man named John. So John and his daughter are just having fun and really good composing music in the background. Now, what I really liked about that, it showed that they could have been real. It showed to me that they were real father. Like originally I thought that was his real daughter in real life. It felt real. The character development just in the composing music and them doing these scenes together in the wilderness, and then you find out that they kind of live in this small little town, in a cabin way at the top of a hill. And then there's some nice dialogue, really cute dialogue. I really liked that. It actually really built character development in a way that was just not a lot of talking, more picturing with the composing music, and then a little bit of talking, and then a helicopter comes. And she's wondering, is Daddy going away again? And he says, no, I'm not going anywhere. A sergeant comes out of the helicopter. And he says, John, you've been compromised. So now you know he's part of a group of teams, a military a team, and he's been compromised, but they might not know where he lives yet. So he sent 2 soldiers to be with him and guard him while he stays there. But as soon as they left, there was an attack. His daughter was taken, and he's now told if he doesn't do this within an hour and a half, well, his daughter will die. So as long as they have his daughter, what does he do? Well, he puts a little timer on his watch. There's a little bit more that happens. I'm leaving that out. I don't want to say. But he has a little watch. He puts an hour and a half on his watch to see if he can find out where his daughter is. And then, well, rescue his daughter. So that's what basically the film's about. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger was asked to do a sequel because this honestly was a huge hit at the box office. A huge hit. He wasn't really into doing sequels. He did do a Conan sequel called Conan the Destroyer, but it bombed at the box office, and that's why at that point he didn't want to do sequels anymore until they made Terminator 2. And then he did that sequel. He got into that, and then he got into comedies. He also kind of wanted to do comedies as well. So he said no to a Commando sequel that I think I would have loved to have seen that character again. Now, some of the villains in Commando, though, there's a villain in here that I didn't really like. He was a little too over the top. He was silly. He was crazy. You didn't really know his character. It kind of made the film because he was nuts in the head. The way he talked and those scenes were still very quick scenes, but I always wanted the scenes to be Arnold and not him. Now, Arnold was following somebody that might know where his daughter is. So there's a small scene where he actually picks up a telephone booth and throws it in the mall. And that action sequence is really good. Then there's this woman he finds that he needs her to help him. but she doesn't necessarily believe him. So while they're in the mall, she goes and says, that man is a kind of abducted me and told me I needed to do this, because she didn't really believe him. And that mall scene just erupted like crazy. There's a lot of humor in this, and there's also a lot of little mistakes. There's a car scene where he flips over a car, and you can tell there's a mistake in that when he drives off with it. I'm not going to tell you what the mistake is. When you see the movie, you'd be like, I had to rewind it twice on VHS back in the day to see that mistake. So I've watched this movie like 4 times, and I can't get enough of it. I love putting it on in the background when I'm doing things. It has a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and people love it. People really like it. It's fast pacing, it's fun, it's entertaining, and there's a lot of other good actors in here. There's another actor that he meets, and she's a great actress too. I'm surprised she wasn't in many more movies. I'm not going to say who she is. I want you to kind of see if you can recognize her, because she has been in a few other things. But she was great. I would have loved to have seen these people in a sequel. Lots of action at the end. He paints his face up. He finds it. Tons of craziness. I give this movie a 10 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would have loved him to see a sequel. But he also wanted to get into comedy. And as you know, Kindergarten Cop was a lot of fun, and then he did Twins, and that was a lot of fun. And he did Junior, that kind of wasn't. He tricked Sylvester Stallone in doing a really bad movie, Stop or My Mother Would Shoot. He apparently got the script. He didn't like it. And Sylvester Stallone was thinking of getting into comedy, so he called him up because they were always in competition with each other. You know, he did Rambo, he did Commando, so forth and so forth. But I give Commando a 10 out of 10. It's on Disney now, and there's a scene also at the beginning that I just didn't say because it's absolutely hilarious, and I don't think they've ever done it in any other movie, not to my knowledge. All right, everyone, bye for now. A 10 out of 10 for Commando. Check it out. Check out my other movie reviews, food reviews, and much more. And thank you again for watching, and have an incredible day. Bye for now, everyone.